Hey everyone, how's it going? Today's video is going to be a bit different. I got 10 fish tubers from around the world to do a 1 to 2 minute video of them talking through their favorite setup. So today we're going to be looking at 10 amazing aquariums that will most likely blow your mind. So stay tuned and I'll leave the links to all the channels in the description to go check them out at the end of the video. But without further ado, let's dive straight into it.
Hey Laz, how are you doing? Thank you very much for asking me to join you on your channel and talk about one of my favorite tanks. Let's have a look at it. 40 litre, or maybe 35 sort of litres, but I would classify it as a nano tank. It houses 16 Empertetras, which are pretty cool, and we'll try and focus on them at the same time. They're pretty chilled out during the day, and when I got them all, they weren't very colourful, but over the last couple of months have settled in really well and really beautifully coloured now, and even see a little bit of breeding behaviour. Don't know if we'll get to see the babies anytime soon though. So on this tank we're running an Marina S15 hang on back filter. It's super quiet, does a really good job. It's perfect for this tank. Sort of have a confliction. I prefer to have my water level up higher, but it doesn't really like that. It doesn't allow for it, but it also helps reduce noise when you do have it in a little bit deeper, because I am one for surface agitation. Helps aerate the tank and keeps the fish healthy and happy as well. The plants, we have a Monte Carlo carpet growing. It's not quite finished yet. I did a dry scape method to do this, so I think you've watched that video on my channel, but if you want to learn more about it, then yeah, definitely jump over and check it out. I flooded the tank after growing this carpet and it sort of melted off, and now we're getting some really good growth. So what I did during the dry start was paint some Java moss onto all these rocks, which looks pretty cool. I probably painted too much though. It's grown a lot more than I sort of wanted to. So what I've been using is a sort of a steel brush to pull some of it off. I'll either pull all of it off eventually, or I'll just have very small spots. This was sort of an escape from the underwater pet expo that I purchased with the help of Blake's Aquatics. This is just a $40 Petworks 12 watt LED lamp. That's all that has been required to grow this. There's no CO2. It's just a very simple low scape tank, and that's why it's probably one of my favorites. Thank you very much, Laz. I really appreciate joining you on this channel and also on the series that I know that you're getting a few other people to show their favorite tanks. Can't wait to see what you come up with, but until then, I'll speak to you soon.
Hi guys, this is Chattanooga Ed, and I just want to show off one of my 20-gallon longs. This is my albino platinums. There's a few that I need to pull. You can see that getting a little too pink in there, so I need to pull those out. But the plants that I have in here are Amazon swords. I've also got some Cobomba. This is a native plant here in the south. You can find it in just about all the streams. You can break it off, put a little weight on it, and the roots will go right into the substrate, but you can also float it. So like you can kind of see there's one that's just floating. I absolutely love this plant. It's super pretty, a lot of places for fry to hide. Over here, another thing that I always do in all my tanks is generally I'll always have a big rock, and I use that rock for two different things. I hide the sponge filter behind it, but I also, when I do water changes, I splash my water on the rock so that way it doesn't mess up my substrate. But yep, that's just kind of a real quick shot of my tank. Oh, and there's even one of the cherry shrimp. Okay, now it's not focusing because everybody wants to be in front of the shot. Okay guys, well thank you so much, and I will talk to you later.
Hi guys, Matt here from Shep's Aquatics. So today I'm just giving you a quick rundown on my favourite tank I currently have and have set up. It's my favourite tank because of the stocking of fish I have in it that are very, very simple and easy to keep, as well as the plants are very easy and low maintenance, and it's overall a very simple and very self-contained tank, and I don't have to do much work to it, so it's my favourite for those reasons. So just a quick rundown on the tank. It is a 2 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot tank, so coming in about 65 litres of water, just under 20 gallons. So all we're doing is running one sponge filter with a heater next to it to create the heated water to flow around the tank. So we also have, for plants, we have some HT grass on this side, and also over on this side we have a banana lily up here in the top, sends its leaves out over the surface of the water. In the back here we have some Rotala Vietnamese, Monte Carlo, and that in the bottom. Have a nice Java fern here. We have some crypts, one either side. Have a bit of a Bacopa growing in the back here and in the middle. We also have another crypt right here in the middle with some blue Strichia and Monte Carlo in the front, and hairgrass just about everywhere else. As for the fish, we have pygmy spot rasboras, 12 of those in this tank. There are 6 chocolate gouramis, one of my absolute favourite fish. We do have them with the intention to try and breed them. They are a mouth brooder gourami, and they can also make a bubble nest as well. So it's the reason why we're only running an air filter, sponge filter in one corner, because if they choose to make a bubble nest underneath a banana lily, that is all good. We also have some clown killifish. There's a nice male there with a nice flame rocket tail, and that's a female coming up behind him with the not so bright coloured tail. And as for a bottom scavenger, we have some Julii cories. We have 2 of those in here. We would have more, but the store only had 2 when we went to pick them up. Also on the scavenging team we have some red cherry shrimp, and we also have one Borneo sucker as a algae cleanup crew. So that's just the quick rundown on this tank. I hope you guys enjoy it, and thank you for listening.
Hey everybody, James with Fish Room Fever. I was asked to share my favorite aquascape out of all of my tanks, and it may not be my favorite tank, but it's definitely my favorite aquascape. So here is my Fluval Spec. It is a 5-gallon aquarium. It's the only aquarium that's in the bedroom end of the house. It's not in with all the other fish tanks in the fish room. So this is kind of my first tank I get to see, and my last tank I get to see every day. I really enjoy the scape of it, not just because I think it's a fantastic scape or that I did a great job, but it's grown in really nice. Now I did change out the plant in the back left corner. You can see some die off from where it was immersed grown, and it's switching over to those longer, thinner submerged leaves now. But I actually set this up on PeckTech's channel with Sean Peck, and pretty much everything from the tank to the substrate, plants, all of that was donated either by him or my local fish store, Aquatic Marine. So it just kind of reminds me of community and collaboration, and it brings back some fun memories of being over at his house putting this tank together. So I hope that you enjoy it. I'll get you some close-ups here of the shrimp. Not a whole lot of them in there currently, but we've got a few. They are a Blue Dream Neocaridina shrimp. We do have a couple little babies in here. I think, I know I've got a planaria issue I need to deal with, which happens a lot of times when there are no fish in a tank to help control that. And I think that'll help once we get that under control. I've also just changed the heater out in here to make it a little bit warmer, which will, of course, speed up the shrimp populating the tank. This is definitely my favorite aquascape. Again, so I appreciate y'all watching. I hope you have a great day. Until next time, catch yourself a little fish room fever. Take care, everybody.
G'day guys, my name is Blake from Blake Aquatics, and this here behind me is my favourite tank in the fish room. First of all, thanks to Laz for asking me to provide a clip of my favourite tank. Let's just run you straight through why it's my favourite and what's involved with this tank here behind me. So this aquarium here is a 4-foot aquarium. Dimensions are 4 foot by 18 inch by 21 inches or 120 centimeters by 45 centimeters by 50 centimeters. Inside here, I like this tank because it's probably one of my more heavily planted tanks and one that's been quite successful with the plants. We do inject a little bit of CO2 there. You can see the diffuser there, but it's not currently on. We have a canister filter on here, just a Sun 704B, and that's pretty much it for filtration. In terms of lights, we have 6 of the Make My LED tubes, but generally I run them at about 60 or 70% power. And then in terms of stocking, we've got a super actively stocked tank here. We have rainbow fish like that turquoise that you can see there. We have angelfish. This angelfish here is the mother for pretty much all the other angelfish that you'll see getting around in here. We've got some red rainbow fish, that's a female there. That's maybe a subdominant male. And there's a big red one around here somewhere, but he probably hasn't got his colours on yet. We've got that Splendida rainbow fish right there from Mount Poverty. Some black banded rainbow fish. And we also have a pretty nice, assortment of corridors here, such as this Julii Cory here, or it might be a Trilineatus. Got a bit of a betta in there, that's one that I bred out myself. And other than that, we just got a lot of plants in here, so things such as this Crypt Wentii, species brown. We've got, I think that's a red melon sword there. We've got some Hygrophila polysperma, we've got some Rotala rotundifolia, a red tiger lotus, another Amazon sword, dwarf aquarium lily, Crypt spiralis, I think it is, or might be Crypt balanci, AR mini, and some more Hygrophila and some Pogostemon stellatus up there, I think that one is. And yeah, other than that, really awesome tank. There's always plenty going on in here, and I'm always trying to add to it where I can. So there you go, guys. That's my favorite tank here in the fish room. Hopefully you enjoyed, and we'll swing it back to Laz.
This aquarium, as you could see here, is my 20-gallon tall planted aquarium. Now it's been set up for about 7 months. So let's start out by looking at this over here, Anubias. So this Anubias I've had for years, and it was, I think, second plant that I ever got, and it survived a lot of my mistakes when I was just a beginner. So it's a really great plant and really great for aquascapes. This is Cryptocorn Wendii, and I haven't had this one for a long time, just for a few months, and it's completely took off. The fish I have over here are mostly endlers, but a few of them are also guppies. This plant, as you can see over here, is Java Fern. I have 4 of these in this tank, 2 over here, and 1 over here. The plants that I have are super low tech, so it could just go away with normal gravel substrate and with the use of fish waste. But I do use some fertilizers such as Seachem Root Tabs and Flourish Comprehensive. And this plant floating at the top is Hornwort. It's grown so much that I had to trim it, and I used a lot of it in my other tanks. This red guy over here is a Serpetetra, and I've had him for almost 2 years now. This is a hyphen leertail swordtail, and he looks pretty gorgeous. I'm planning to get a female one so I can breed them. Oh, and I also have a golden algae eater. He's on that cave. And that's about it. Hope you enjoyed this fish tank.
Hey guys, my name is Mark, and I have a YouTube channel called Mark's Fish Care. I've been running my YouTube channel for the past 2 years, and myself, I've been in this beautiful hobby for the last 5 years. And I kept saltwater fish to freshwater fish. And in today's video, I want to talk about my favorite tank setup. This is my 36-gallon bow front fully planted aquarium. And the reason why I like this setup among all of my other aquariums is simply because it's fully planted and it recreates the natural habitat of fish. And in my personal experience, when I kept fish in non-planted aquariums, they didn't act as natural as they do in planted aquariums. And especially I had a lot of success with fry, because fry needs a lot of hiding spaces, and plants provide that for them. And also they can nibble on some plants as food source, and they can hide from their predators and have a higher survival rate. So this is super phenomenal and one of my favorites about planted aquariums. And also, as you see over here on the bottom, I run an Eheim canister filter as well. It's only aquarium that I am running my Eheim canister filter on. And the reason for that is because the plants create so much debris, and I need something to suck it up very efficiently and provide lots of beneficial area for bacteria to pretty much surface on. So it's very important for me, and I like this setup so much because I have so much different types of community fish, and they all live nice and peaceful. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick video about my favorite tank setup, and if you want to check out a little bit more, you can check my channel out at Mark's Fish Gear. Thanks again for watching.
Hey guys, what's going on? I wanted to share this aquarium with you. My name's Alex Williamson from The Secret History, Living in Your Aquarium. I want to thank Laz for having me on. I'm signing in from Seattle, Washington, United States, fame of Jimi Hendrix and Kurt Cobain, of course, Amazon, Boeing, and Starbucks. And here we are looking at a really cool tank, in my opinion. My favorite's always changing in my collection, but out of the few dozen tanks that I have set up at a given time usually, this one is my favorite right now. This is a Stiphodon specific tank. Everything about this tank was built for this little guy right here. We have 9 of them in a 20-gallon, and yes, there are quite a few critters in here. Look, he's showing off for you guys. So that right there is a Palauan riffle goby, and we also have electric gold gobies and the neon blue gobies in here as well, and a rainbow goby for that matter, as well as their female counterparts, which you can see here have the stripes. But this tank is suited just for them. This tank has a 250-gallon-an-hour power head that churns things up nicely. It has a surface agitator pump. It has a very slow trickle of biological filter from an HOB, and it has air stones for extra aeration, as well as a twin star pennant light with full spectrum light to grow the max amount of Aufwuchs and surface bacteria possible for all the fish in here. Now there are a couple oddballs in here, and that I would say would be the plecos, which are obviously from South America, and the Amazon and Venezuela, and they're in here because they graze just the same on this surface algae like you can see over here. Also, we've got some endlers in here, and they are adjusting to low TDS and low pH, so more acidic water than normal, for about 8 or 9 generations now. And now they're breeding, they're completely healthy, and I keep every single one that I spawn for water quality reasons. They're all fine. Also in here, we've got plenty of shrimp. We've got red-cap Medaka Japanese rice fish. And then we have some Somphongzi rasboras, which were extinct in the wild in Thailand, in coastal Thailand. So the last little star in this tank is going to be the Pseudomagills, and they like to hide in the day, but they're beautiful. These are Pseudomagill luminatus, and they are a bright orange and red kind of color with bright blue eyes, and everybody's living in here together. The odd one out as far as plants go is this. It's been here only a week, but the light has grown it so well, and it's actually producing really beautiful leaves for one, but you can see they've also been chewing on the plant for that biofilm. So I'm gonna let it be, even though it gets tattered by the power head when the big one is on. So thanks for checking out my tank with me. I hope to see you guys soon. Come on over and check out my channel if you want to learn more about the history of our hobby and the ins and outs, the details of different species and plants, fish, and technologies. I will talk to you later. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon, Laz. Bye.
What up, fish people? Kenny E with DaniKen Aquatics. Well, guys, I went out today and got Danny a little surprise when she gets home. I was able to get a killer deal on 7 discus. So I was able to get her, they're all smaller, but they'll grow up faster than this 240. Anyway, I picked up a couple, 2 or 3 different lines. They all seem to be very happy so far. There's 4 of them there. I think about the discus, it takes them a while to color into their colors. This little guy's gorgeous. Little miniature blue diamond. I got him to be buddies with the other one there. And then I got that one there. Got some gorgeous colors in it too. But yeah, they all seem to be adjusting well. Have a great day and we will see you soon.
So, my favourite tank is my German Blue Ram breeding tank. This is a 38 litre tank or a 10 gallon aquarium. In this tank I've got 4 neon tetras, there's some dither fish, and I have my pair of rams who are getting ready to spawn at the moment. They're at the back together. You can see the female's breeding tube is down. They've been cleaning rocks for the last 2 days. I really like this tank because of all the plants, and it is a very healthy environment. My neon tetras spawned in here the other day, and you can see the males still chasing the females around a little bit. And I just like this tank with all the floating plants and the Brazilian pennywort, all the roots and stuff are floating down. The filtration is just a little box filter, some bio-noodles, some stones and some filter floss. They've just got some flat rocks for the rams to spawn on. I think they're going to spawn on that rock or that rock, and they've also been spawning, cleaning that rock. It's covered in sand this morning, and you can see that they've obviously been picking away at it. But yeah, thank you Lazarus for letting me do this with you. I hope you like the tank, and yeah, thank you guys for looking.
There you go, guys. Thank you for watching, and a big thank you to all those YouTubers out there who provided us with this footage. It was a really cool little experience. Go check out the channels. Link is in the description. Certainly worth checking out. And if you made it this far into the video, you're the best. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next video.